our professional here, our sex therapist, when is a good time to give your daughter, your sister, your whatever young woman in your life their first sex toy? Or supporting them in learning and exploring about their masturbation?
Well, the average teen in U.S. and Canada has sex for the first time when they're 12. So...
Y'all hear that?
12. Boom!
12. 1, 2, 12.
I think that, probably when they start to get their period, that's when hormones start to change. That's even younger, but being able to say, this is for your pleasure. I mean, men have jerk off circles, and I know men who have taken their sons to prostitutes for their first time.
Yeah.
Things like that, to the rite of passage. Well, why aren't we teaching women that it's pleasurable? And it's external stimulation. I would say get something little that's a little vibrator that they can use.
Because give it to the camera. Let the camera see.
A little vibrator. See, it's little.
Listen in.
No, because I want to hear time.
So part of my passion of being a sex educator is that I grew up in a really conservative area. My family was not conservative, but
matches your lipstick.
A lot of my friends, they weren't taught about sex and they weren't taught about their bodies, and they went out and got pregnant.
Or herpes.
I had 22 girls my junior year in high school that I knew that were pregnant. We had the highest pregnancy rate in the nation in Idaho.
In Idaho.
Because there ain't nothing to do but...
So everybody's like, I don't know anything about this. We can have sex. Nothing's going to happen.
Right. So I did the exact opposite, and I used to tell my son and show him pictures of STDs and tell him that every girl is going to give this to him.
But then that's
not okay.
Wow, Tanya. Oh my God.
But
you traumatized him now.
No, because it didn't stop him.
Oh, it didn't stop him. Okay. But it did keep him from bringing some babies to the house while he was in high school. So
Well, I think that when we have our own confidence that we can take care of ourselves and create that self-love, we're not as teens going to be so going out and saying, I need somebody to complete me, or I need somebody to love. I want to have a baby because somebody will love me. And so if you love yourself first, and really think about if you had your first real nice orgasm when you're 14, let's say, I think that's a good age for a vibrator to say, wow, I feel good. I'm confident. I don't need to have that boyfriend or need to go have sex.
So just to pull back on that just a little bit, when someone is feeling like that, of course, I need to have a baby for someone to love me. Clearly, there's deeper problems than that, right? Is that something in your practice that you actually hit on? Because I'm guessing as you go through the process of why someone is lacking pleasure or lacking the ability to express their pleasure, that you find out that there's deeper issues. So how do you deal with that, or do you send them to somebody like her?
Well, I'm not a therapist, but a lot of those thoughts and thought patterns are just ingrained in us, so they can be cleared out with other modalities like EFT, by doing tapping, and by just figuring out what that trigger was at a point. And then if it is abuse or a cycle of something like that, then I would send them to a therapist. But a lot of times...
Usually you just need a good orgasm, though. That does help. Just saying. But I want to go...
A lot of it is just shame that we are holding ourselves.
But can we go back to Tanya and her deep breath that she made when we said 12 or 14 is a good time to introduce a child, a young woman to masturbating? Why is such a deep sigh?
Because... I did grow up in a family where there were people that were not safe to be around your children. So when there are young girls, let's say there's a young girl that knows what that feels like at 14, but they have, let's say, predators around them. For me, that triggers some things. Worry is one of them. So when we talk about sexual pleasure, there's so many things that come into play about that. Safe places to be, and having the right people around you is important. For my own household, I have no worries, but I think about saying that out loud to various other people that may not have safety and security in their own household. And there are people that know how to take advantage of that and be able to utilize that to their advantage. They're called predators for a reason.
I get what you're saying, but on the other opposite end, I think we should, what we haven't done in our community, at least in my household growing up, that we didn't have that discussion. So a lot of things that we learned, or I learned through trial and error, just exploring myself. And maybe if I would have had my parent or somebody having a conversation with me about certain things and the proper use and stuff like that, I would have been a little more well-informed young woman growing up. So
I agree with that. And my mom was very open with me about it. So when I was violated, I knew what to do and how to deal with that and how to push back on that. But again, my fear is knowing that there's so many young women at this age that are not able to have that conversation with their parents, their guardians.
So obviously, Tiffany, this is a conversation. It's a good conversation. And we probably need to continue this conversation maybe on another podcast and bring you back because you have a lot of information. But before we go, I would like for you to really go through some of these toys you brought for our viewers because some people might not know about these cute little things that you brought here.
And then also sizes. I've noticed in certain toys, they might have a small, medium, large. How should people size them, especially if they don't know what they are or what size they should be utilizing? Go ahead and give us that.
Size, it's what you enjoy. And, you try different sizes. Try it. It's trial and error. Just like everything's going to be. Some days you might want small. Some days you might want big. Some days you might want external stimulation. Some days you might want internal stimulation.
Okay.
And so there's it's just about what you like. And going back to the giving your daughter a vibrator, it's not just sitting on her bed and walking away. It's talking about that we're inherent beings to have pleasure and that you don't need to get it from someone else. You can get it from yourself first. Okay. And that it's having that safety talk and talking about predators. And I know it is very personal for you. It sounds like that, but not to shame women and girls for having pleasure and taking it in their own hands, literally.
Very good.
Okay.
So this is a great little starter vibrator as well. It also looks like a mascara or lipstick, so something all ladies should have in their purse because about almost 80% of women don't experience an orgasm from intercourse alone. So having some clitoral play. This one recharges directly on a USB drive, so you can just plug it on into your computer and charge it.
And then go to the bathroom on your break.
A charger, like in your car. Okay. But it's, very powerful.
Oh, yeah, it's powerful.
For Valentine's Day, this one's the Lalo Mia 2.
Lalo.
Oh, and it's powerful.
Very powerful.
Oh, it has settings.
They have
Jesus.
lots of settings.
Oh.
So this one is great for Valentine's Day. If you have a partner, you can, wear it out in public because this fits vaginally. And so you're getting clitoral stimulation, G-spot stimulation, and it's remote control. So you can also have sex with this the way that it's shaped. So penis goes in there.
Do y'all see that?
Because I do.
Double the pleasure.
Double the fun.
And so remote control, so you can control each other.
Control me.
Oh.
Control me, Gia.
So you can just move it. It's on sense motion right now.
Okay. I like that. How much is that?
That's $199.
Where's this? Amazon?
No, EnticeMe.com.
Oh,
my company.
Okay. Show.
Yeah, put your plug in there. How can we get these? Where can we get these toys, Tiffany?
All on EnticeMe.com. Be very wary about where you shop because chemicals. The chemicals and the labeling is that they don't have to be honest about what they say. And there's
that's awful.
So many counterfeit products on Amazon that most of our manufacturers that I go through don't allow sales on Amazon.
Really?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because we also have to, and we also have to protect our
something.
The JJ.
So you can, your partner or yourself, you can be using that on other parts of the body, but he or she can be feeling what
this
you're
part
feeling
too.
too.
Oh,
That's
a
the remote
twofer.
control part, yes.
Shut
The
your
twofer.
mouth. You get a
Yes.
twofer.
Again, enticeme.com. You can get these toys.
And you can get Tiffany too to come out
Yes.
and show you how to use it, but not like that.
Yeah, I do private events, workshops. I'm launching my online courses. My first course is called The Orgasm Experience. It's that 8-week course teaching women how to love themselves, take time for themselves, and have deep vaginal orgasms.
Do we get treats too with it?
Yes.
Hey,
The Orgasm
sign me
Experience
up.
comes with over $500 worth of product that you need to use throughout the class and throughout
You need
the
to.
rest.
It is a prerequisite. It's like buying books.
Yes.
Sorry.
Well, if you guys didn't get enticeme.com, we'll have all of Tiffany's information on our Facebook My Morning Coffee podcast page. So you might want to reach out to her and maybe sign up for that 8-week course.
And as we wrap up, I'm just so thankful. Thank you so much, Tiffany, for coming and
Thank you for having me.
showing us how to be whole in ourselves, mind, body, and spirit. And so as we close, we'll tune in next week. Not next week, our next podcast where we are talking about, it'll be the day after the Grammys. So or the Oscars, Jiminy Christmas, the Oscars. So recapping of that and having some discussions about recycling dollars in your community and what that's like. And we, going to keep the conversation going. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of My Morning Coffee.